Hello, Book 2. This is Alan and here for Friday Reads. The week went pretty good. I just finished one book, which I'll show you just in a minute. And also at work, uh, the employees at the food processing plant where I work, they had Thursday, which was Thanksgiving. They had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. So that's 4 days. Since I'm a security guard, there was nobody. Well, maintenance people were there at the plant, but besides that, there was nobody. It was quiet. It was very quiet. Um, and the people that work overnight, they had Wednesday off and Wednesday night, Thursday day, and then they came back on Sunday night. And my Thanksgiving, I didn't eat any turkey or anything for Thanksgiving. Well, I ate something, but it wasn't a traditional thing. Thanksgiving dinner. So this book here, right there, yeah, 3 books here. The last one there, right there, won the Connelly History Prize. It's the Fifth Son, a new history of the Aztecs. Just thought that I would mention that. I was watching Rainier Books, and he was listing a excuse me, excuse me. He was listing top crime novels, and even listed like Joe Nesbo, who I enjoy reading, and he listed others that I've not heard of. And one of the persons he listed was this one right here, Michael Connelly, which I've never read. And so I went onto my Kindle here and was actually looking for a Michael Connelly book. And those of you who don't have Kindle, this is basically what they do. There's a little, see if I can bring this up here. They have a little thing right here. It says your reading list. What you do, you just push that. I'll go ahead and push it. And what they do is that I have books in it up here already. But what happens is that your reading list, they show you the genres, what you're interested in. So you pick a genre or several genres. And then the next page, go to the next page, it'll show you 3 books. And you're supposed to choose 10 books or 20 books. Doesn't matter how many you choose. And your genres. And then you look through there, and then they'll send you, then if you collect like 10 or 15, they'll send you those books that you selected, but it's only 4 chapters of the book that you selected. So it's like a sample. And then if you want to read the book, you have to, let me read the rest of it. So basically, they're trying to get you to pay for the Kindle ebook edition. If the book isn't, if you like the book, it'll go fine. If you don't have to pay it. So Michael Connelly book, this one here, this is actually his first book in the Lincoln Lawyer series, and starring Mickey Holler, a lawyer who drives around in Lincolns and has a fleet of Lincolns, and he's thinking about becoming like a person who goes back and forth to the airports. A fleet of Lincolns, excuse me. Excuse me. So I was looking at the sample that they sent me of the Lincoln Lawyer, and this is the way it should be when you read thrillers or you read mystery novels is that the author is supposed to get you to turn the pages, basically, in the story. Get you to turn the pages. I read the first first four chapters in the Lincoln Lawyer book within 20 minutes. And so I just breezed through this one, the Lincoln Lawyer, and enjoyed it. And it was a great story. The way it kept you going, kept you kind of guessing. Has a little twist, little turns in there. And one of the reasons why I picked this book, The Lincoln Lawyer, is because of the word law, because it deals with a lot of the legalese in the book. You have discovery, you have meeting with clients, you have depositions, you have courtrooms, settings, and I picked that because I had taken courses at a community college in the city where I live on law. I took criminal law, civil law, wills, trust, and probate, and statutes. They didn't have torts, which a lot of the law, I think they did have torts. Statutes. I also took a case on federal law and state law. Since I live in Texas, you have to learn the law in Texas, which is a lot different than the law up in New York, for instance, because in Texas, we have what they call a convicted of just murder, period. I mean, if you saw, excuse me, you saw the TV show, what is that show? Law and Order. They'll say, oh, first degree murder, second degree murder, third degree murder. We don't have that in Texas. It's just murder. And also, the state legislature chooses that instead of the penalties for murder and criminal law. And also, our judges are chosen by the people. So are our Supreme Court justices. They're all chosen by the people during elections. And yeah, I've taken so I know a lot about discovery. I know about about the jury, how they when the jury comes in there, and how they actually it's elimination of the jury, not chosen. They actually eliminate. I know a lot about bonds, about how a person can get be in the holding pen, for instance, waiting for trial for 1 year, and that is time served. So when his conviction, when his trial comes up, or when his before the judge and he's sentenced, well, the time served is actually added to the sentencing and actually taken away that time served when he's first incarcerated. I was I had to write memorandums. I had to write drafts. Memorandums. It's very long, and we had to look through those law books, which gives you cases that have already been solved, and you just look through the book, and it's kind of like the case hadn't been solved yet. That's going to go to trial, and before the jury or for the judge or 3-panel judge and a state Supreme Court and what we did was that we had to look through there and excuse me, you have to have a question when you write out the memorandum. Everything has to have a question to it. And the case I found might not, first be interesting to a lot of people because it didn't deal with the murder, didn't do what, stab him with this or stab her with that or anything else. It had to do with a woman who lived in Houston, was very rich, and her husband died in a plane crash. So she sued. I think the plane crash, it was a private plane, and so she hires a lawyer to sue the manufacturer, basically, and so they sue the manufacturer. The lawyer goes after the manufacturer. Then all of a sudden, the lawyer just takes her money and just doesn't pursue the lawsuit. So this lady hires and gets another lawyer to go after that lawyer. So that lawyer is going after this other lawyer, and this is kind of strange the way it's working, because that lawyer goes at the other lawyer, the first lawyer, and the first lawyer declares bankruptcy. So nothing happens. There's another another attorney that took this woman's money and didn't pursue the case. And he leaves and he goes to another law firm. Well, she hires another lawyer to go after the second lawyer. And in the meantime, she dies. And her estate takes over and is still pursuing this lawyer, the third one. No, excuse me, the second one. And still going after this lawyer. And so the third attorney goes after the second attorney and is able to get a verdict. But the question is, did the statute of limitations end before the, before the, the statute of limitation end before the state tried to pursue this lawyer. And the question that came down from the judges was no, it hadn't ended. So I had to, if you were lucky, you could find a law school article, and I found one through the University of Baylor Law School about the statute of limitations, and that was the whole question. So I really enjoyed the Lincoln Lawyer. I could understand a lot that was going on, a lot of legalese that was going on in this book. I also am still reading Diane Gabaldon's book, Outlander. I'm still going through that. So I'm bringing it up here. And yes, it states that I'm about halfway done with it. This Kindle does. States that, it's right here. And I'm about a quarter of the way through the book, and I'm really enjoying that one. I'm also trying to go through, we're also trying to go through this book, Ostkrieg, Hitler's War of Extermination in the East. well, I guess I'm about halfway through because I'm page 285 and there's like 460 pages to go. So I'm almost through with that. I got one book to show you that came in. This is Penguin Classic Edition Russian short stories. This is 23 short stories. The Russian Classic Edition from 23 different authors. So you have Pushkin, Queen of Spades, which I've already read, and that's very good. Dostoevsky, Tolstoy, Chekhov, and some that I haven't read and haven't heard of, like I showed in my video a while back about the summer reading list if you lived in Russia. So yes, Solzhenitsyn, Platonov, and yeah, this actually shows a lot of the stories in here that was on that summer reading list. Well, that's it, and thank you for watching. Be sure you like and subscribe, and have a good week. Have a good weekend, and take care, BookTube.